Create it, let's keep it fresh, yo. Create it, let's keep it fresh, yo.
Storage Browser for Amazon S3 is an open-source component you can add to your web applications to provide end users access to data in S3. Authorized users can easily browse, download, and upload data directly from your applications through a simple interface that you can customize to match your existing app design and branding. Storage Browser displays only the data users are authorized to access and automatically optimizes requests for high-throughput data transfer. Get started with Storage Browser for S3 today. Storage Browser for Amazon S3. Storage Browser for Amazon S3 is an open-source component you can add to your web applications to provide end users access to data in S3. Authorized users can easily browse, download, and upload data directly from your applications through a simple interface that you can customize to match your existing app design and branding. Storage Browser displays only the data users are authorized to access and automatically optimizes requests for high-throughput data transfer. Get started with Storage Browser for S3 today. Storage Browser for Amazon S3 is an open-source component you can add to your web applications to provide end users access to data in S3. Authorized users can easily browse, download, and upload data directly from your applications through a simple interface that you can customize to match your existing app design and branding. Storage Browser displays only the data users are authorized to access and automatically optimizes requests for high-throughput data transfer. Get started with Storage Browser for S3 today. Storage Browser for Amazon S3 is an open-source component you can add to your web applications to provide end users access to data in S3. Authorized users can easily browse, download, and upload data directly from your applications through a simple interface that you can customize to match your existing app design and branding.
Member accounts within an AWS organization and uses a finance account to store confidential employee records on Amazon S3. The S3 bucket has both encryption and versioning enabled, and it is configured to block all public access. In addition to supporting encryption at rest, a solutions architect would like to mandate the use of encryption in transit, in order to ensure that only HTTPS requests are permitted to access this bucket data. How should the solutions architect implement this requirement? Configure an S3 bucket policy with an explicit allow policy that will be applied when a condition check resolves the value of the resource key AWS secure transport to true. Configure an S3 bucket policy with an explicit deny policy that will be applied when a condition check resolves the value of the resource key AWS secure transport to false. Configure an IAM role to permit full access to Amazon S3 for all AWS users. Or configure a service control policy, SCP, to explicitly allow the finance member account access to use the Amazon S3 service. The correct answer is, configure an S3 bucket policy with an explicit deny policy that will be applied when a condition check resolves the value of the resource key AWS secure transport to false. The solutions architect should configure an S3 bucket policy with an explicit deny policy that will be applied when a condition check resolves the value of the resource key AWS secure transport to false. Amazon S3 is a fully managed, highly reliable, and highly scalable object-based storage system that persists data within distinct containers known as buckets. An S3 bucket policy contains resource-based security policy statements with explicit allow and deny actions to precisely describe the permitted access to the bucket and its object data. By default, an S3 bucket will serve data to both HTTP and HTTPS requests. In the described scenario, to ensure encryption in transit, only HTTPS protocol requests should be accepted. In effect, a policy statement explicitly denying access for HTTP requests, identified with a statement condition that resolves the resource key AWS secure transport to false, will ensure that only HTTPS requests are permitted. This bucket policy configuration will meet the scenario requirement to facilitate S3 bucket encryption in transit for all permitted requests to retrieve this employee data.
worldview they subscribe to. It's really about regulating other people's speech.
Yeah.
Like people
There's
are
an implied,
when like in the debates about what showed up in the Facebook, I think what people mostly want is they want a model that has been RLH'd to the worldview they subscribe to. It's really about regulating other people's speech.
Yeah.
Like people are
there's an
like,
implied,
when like in the debates about what showed up in the Facebook feed, I having listened to a lot of people talk about that, everyone is like, well, it doesn't matter what's in my feed because I won't be radicalized. I can handle anything. But I really worry about what Facebook shows you. Feed. I having listened to a lot of people
through some of the measures that will be put in place and what they will mean for people and companies in the EU.
The EU will divide AI applications into 4 risk classes. Some of them will be completely forbidden, like facial recognition on a mass scale. There's
through some of the measures that will be put in place and what they will mean for people and companies in the EU.
The EU will do some exemptions for military and law enforcement, and also behavioral control and the control of your thoughts. That will be also banned. But high-risk applications, for example, some exemptions for military and law enforcement, and also self-driving cars will be allowed in the EU, but they have to be certified. The technique has to be open so that everybody can see how that works. And normal, I would call it like ChatGPT on a medium risk level, that can be in the EU without any restrictions, but it has to be documented how this thing works, and everybody has to know that he is dealing with AI, that he's not talking to a human. This is one of the essential measures in the whole legislations. You as a consumer shall always decide, do I want to talk to a machine? I have to know that it's not human. This is the basic principle, but there are also some AI applications that will be not regulated. For example, audio and video altering programs that make these well-known deep fakes. These are not regulated. They don't pose a high risk in the view of the EU.
Is there a kill switch? A way to shut the whole thing down?
Yes. What really happens is like any engineer can just say like, we're going to disable this for now, or we're going to deploy this new version of the model.
A human?
Yeah.
The model itself, can it take the place of that human? Could it become more powerful than that human?
So in the sci-fi movies, yes. In our world, in the way we're doing things, this model is, it's sitting on a server. It waits until someone gives it an input.
But you raise an important point, which is the humans who are in control of the machine right now also have a huge amount of power.
We do worry a lot about authoritarian governments developing this.
Putin has himself said whoever wins this artificial intelligence race is essentially the controller of humankind. Do you agree with that?
So that was a chilling statement for sure. What I hope instead is that we successively develop more and more powerful systems that we can all use in different ways that get integrated into our daily lives, into the economy, and become an amplifier of human will, but not this autonomous system that is
the single controller
thing.
essentially got.
Really don't want that.
What?
how bad is the completely unrestricted model? So how much do you understand about that? You know, there's been a lot of discussion about free speech absolutism.
Yeah.
How much, if that's applied to an AI system?
You know, we've talked about putting out the base model, as, at least for researchers or something, but it's not very easy to use. Everyone's like, give me the base model. And again, we might do that. I think what people mostly want is they want a model that has been RLH'd.
Scientific progress we're going to see. I'm a big believer that like real sustainable improvements in quality of life come from scientific.
Yo, I didn't even see the private chat. I didn't even see the. I didn't even see. I
I
hit
was
you.
just,
I hit you a
I was just,
messenger. I didn't even
I
see
was
the
just
private
watching
chat.
it. I was
Was
just
it?
watching it. It was so interesting. I
It
was
was
just sitting here
good.
watching it.
All
Yeah,
right,
I was like, this
I
is
was trying
so
to kill
new.
time.
Yeah, so then I think like, wait a minute, maybe he doesn't think I'm at my desk. So I was like, okay, I'll message you real quick. I could just watch this. So there's a lot of times in which like I'm sitting here with like ChatGPT or my books or I'm studying, and then I'm watching your program. I'm watching your content. So it's in the background, right?
Hmm.
So I kind of went into that mode. I was like, oh yeah, okay, I'm just looking at this. Like,
No,
I
no,
got like
I had filler because the camera, yeah, the camera wasn't back on, so I was like,
yeah,
maybe he had to get more coffee and everything. So I just let it play.
no,
I
I
remixed
got
a bunch of stuff.
I got to have the coffee like in like 1 minute, and I was
Oh,
just sitting here because it was already made, so I
oh
just had
shit!
to.
Well, I didn't even see the private chat. I was just letting that shit run.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I was enjoying it. It was good. So I get my coffee right. It's just in the other room. It's on top of the laundry, and then I got sugar-free Torani right here on my
Oh, nice.
desk.
Yeah, that
So
stuff is
I
good.
so I just put it here. Put my Torani. Chewbacca came over. I was doing more seller projections
Hmm.
for the SEER 1 course and how I should
Right.
teach it. And then, so I was thinking I was doing developmental models while you were gone. And I was just grooving. I was like, okay, this is some more materials I need to buy. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good. It's like, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. My Cheese One TV is on. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So
Right.
that's just the way it is. Like, so I gotta admit, you got a pretty good channel in that we can kind of like just veg out in the middle of the night and just watch your stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of a good service.
Yeah, I'm committed back to getting us streaming back again till 6 in the morning because I wasn't sure what my what the viewer retention rate was, and we did it for like 2 years straight. So I was like, maybe
Yeah.
people are getting tired of it, but then I'm like, okay, apparently not. No, I mean,
No, no, not at all. I don't get tired of it at all. It's so mundane. It's so unusual. There's nothing like it on YouTube. It's just so different. I just watch it. It was like, how did you do this? Wait, this is just one person?
no, well, it is just me one, but like me and Saul worked on this for years, like because we're both 80s and 90s, fandom guys. So I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
we tried to make it like pop culture, red pill slash political good talk. You know what I mean? It's a weird hodgepodge.
No, I agree. It's again, your channel is just unique. There's nothing else like it at all. And then it just keeps on going for like so many hours, right? And then you got another content coming afterwards and another one.
Hmm.
And it's just wow. So I like just watching in the middle of the night. I watch reruns, I just put it on. So it's either gonna be you or I'm gonna listen to like what is called shadow like what I call shadow music,
Okay.
which is like shadow trance.
Oh, nice.
It's very dark trance without any
Without any words.
Yeah. So I'll just sit there and just kind of groove at really late at night and then tell myself, Theo, you're supposed to be like going to the gym or doing something else. Like, I'm like, oh, I don't want to. I want to develop more stuff. That's usually just how I just chill out.
Well,
It's another reason why I just want to say, like, I just figured out that, like, I don't need to be here in Austin. I can listen to your content in Cali or Sao Paulo. Might as well just go there.
Oh yeah, exactly, bro. The internet's opened everything up crazy. I think this is our third year going. Then, like I said, this is a new program. This is episode 8.
Yeah.
We actually got a pretty good lineup today too. Anyway, because you and I, we went. I think we doubled down 2 weeks in a row on the potential job openings for the new market, since everyone's so concerned about AI taking jobs and what have you. So I think we did a good double down on that. Dak and Jay Rima were on the Thursday. edition of this. And for some reason, I forgot Jay Remo was British for some reason.
Yeah, we had to forgive him for that, right? Yeah. No, I'm messing with you, Jay. I'm messing with you, Remo. Okay.
No, but that one turned out to be pretty good. I like the nice juxtapose of you lead the boot camps and then having like some of the success stories come out of the class. I think it's like good, well-rounded content. But speaking of which, I got the some of the certs and stuff lined up from the conclave boot camp that's going to be in September. But however you want to start off, what you wanted to talk about.
Okay, so basically we do have a new course coming out, and this is what it's called is systems engineering and identity integration. And what this is going to be about is it's specifically filling a gap that I saw in the class regarding IAM. And I don't like teaching IAM because it's traumatic. That's how I started my career, was in IAM. And I know Active Directory and policies pretty well, but I did that for survival, and I don't like Microsoft that much. In fact, I kind of hate them. So, right. But that's how my career started. And every environment where I go into where IAM is there, I instinctively know how to do it because that's how I started. In the class, as you know, I don't teach IAM that much. I just do it minimally to get the job done. That's it. So if there's a role or something like that, I teach you how to do it. But the reality is, if you talk about real life, IAM is dominated by Azure. Right. And what you're talking about is an identity management system where you put in all the trust relationships, all the policies in one platform or one infrastructure. And then you extend that to another cloud. That is actually how they do it in the office. I see this all the time. This is how it's always done. So when I did the analysis, the gap analysis for the course, this was the one area where there was a real lack. And then the second area was PowerShell. Okay. And PowerShell is, as far as I'm concerned, PowerShell, whoever developed PowerShell should be tried for crimes against humanity. I do not like PowerShell. I get in class, you will see me always ranting about PowerShell. I do not like it at all. And basically, the analysis was like this. Like, hey, think of it like this. You have H1B1 on the ropes right now, right? Mm-hmm. So there's an opportunity to get some market share. And if we have a group of Black men in particular who want to go abroad, but want to have stable jobs, 6 figures, then if we get these guys into healthcare and they know identity management and they know PowerShell and they can do the work in that environment, these guys will have secure jobs. So they can use AWS and GCP too. That's a bonus, but this identity management is so important to do. And I thought, okay, why not? Why not go ahead and do it? So I developed this course. This is actually what it was. I developed first the identity management section of it. And then I decided it wasn't strong enough to be on its own because then you have to put everything into Azure. And I am not doing Azure infrastructure. There is no way. Stop. Like, talk to the head. I'm not doing that. So other guys in the class do that. I'm like, may the Lord be with you, bless you. Like, may evil not tread on your soul, right? But I could do identity management in Azure pretty easily. So that's what I decided to do. I made the course for that. And so I've made some parts of it. You see here, I got the PDF I made for you there. And what we're going to do is first do that section, and then on top of it, we're teaching the security section of it. So it's actually how you add security for IAM. And then lastly, if the students really do a good job, or they go a little further, it's how do you add AI in that environment to help out with identity management and security and trust relationships. That's what the course is about. That's it.
All right, cool. Wait, hold on. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let me yeah, because these are new certs. Okay, they are all Microsoft. I do know the AZ-104 though, the administrator, associate administrators. But let me read these one by one. If you could just give me a brief on these. Certified Identity Access Manager, the CIAM.
Okay, so that's one of the big ones. And that's just basically going into Entra in particular and creating the architectures for our secure identities, locking them down, removing permissions, establishing trust boundaries, things like that.
Okay. The Certified Access Management Specialist, the CAMS.
That's doing this not only within Azure, but also extending to multi-cloud hybrid environments.
Okay, and the SC200 Security Operations Analyst Essentials. Sounds almost like SOAR.
Yep. So that is that's basically within the SOC, within the company. You're analyzing, not only the security operations that are going on, but this is leading towards Sentinel. So basically, you're putting more policy within the code regarding IAM, like secure IAM policy, or using Terraform more in order to have secure policies for your users.
Okay. And we've got the SC300 Microsoft Identity and Access Administrator 2026.
Yep.
That's a new
So
cert?
that's the actual platform where you would actually use as a tool to implement these theories that we're having elsewhere. So basically, like this, if you have a tool, like, this is the theory and this is where you implement. You can have this, a lot of times either separated, because you can use a theory in other environments. If you put them together, then you say like, hey, I don't just know it, I can implement it.
All right, excellent. And then I am familiar with the Microsoft Azure Administrators, the AZ-104, and that's almost the AWS SSA equivalent, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
All right, perfect. So yeah, these are, hold on, let me get out of this. So these are the certs that people, Black Muslim in the building. What up, Playboy?
Sure.
Salute, man. I'm actually in Black Muslims study group, although I never attend, unfortunately. But I didn't have a study group for the AWS class. And Quiet Storm, Brandon sent me, Quiet Storm sent me his contact information, and I actually joined his study group. What up, Black Muslim?
Good.
So, general question. So these certs are what for the conclave in September. These are the ones you're going to have people pursuing in outside of the GCP and AWS framework.
No, this is in combination with GCP.
Oh, in combination. Okay.
Right. So you have it's basically like this. So you have like the operations center within Azure, and then you have Intra, which is Active Directory. You actually have that within Azure, right? Well, then how do you extend that with inside of GCP? Because that's GCP is where the magic happens.
Okay.
So realistically, what's going to happen is this: you get hired by a company, right? And you're going to need Microsoft Word, Outlook, Teams, Zoom, and a bunch of other Microsoft tools, right? So that's going to be Office 365. So Office 365 is going to be tied to Microsoft Intra or Microsoft Active Directory.
Gotcha.
So the company has that. They have to have that. Okay. Then what happens is they say, hey, look, our infrastructure, our Kubernetes cluster is over here in GCP. So we need to give this user in Azure access to this Kubernetes cluster in GCP. How do we do it?
Gotcha. So this is
Right.
the precursor to a you being able to lay out a multi-cloud solution.
Okay. Okay. This is what it really is. You use Azure as identity platform management.
Okay.
So you're using it as a tool. You're putting all of the users there. Then you're saying the actual infrastructure is over in this other cloud over here.
Okay.
That's
all right. So you're just using Microsoft just to handle all the identity access management stuff.
Right. Right.
And then doing all the heavy. He said over IAM, and then you're doing all the heavy lifting on GCP or AWS.
Right. Right. So all your Terraform is going to be over there with Terraform. What's going to be your GCP or AWS? But I hate infrastructure inside of Azure. I mean, I don't know how they screwed that one up. It is just a nightmare. It's just it's kind of like, how can I say it? It's kind of like, like, okay, like you're in Colombia, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're dating like a really beautiful girl. She comes from a good family. She's not ratchet at all. She's actually balanced, psychologically good. Everything's great. And then you bring her to your family back in Detroit, and they're like this and that over in Detroit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're kind of thinking, do I want to bring her over to introduce the family, right? So like that Detroit, that really, for me, that feels like Azure infrastructure, which I don't like to use at all. I just don't want it. But I don't mind, like Active Directory, I don't mind using that in another environment. That'll work.
Okay. No, I mean, you're not the only person I've heard complaining about how quirky and sometimes even illogical some of the Azure is. I mean,
I wouldn't mind illogical. I view it as being hostile to competent engineers. Like hostile. Like really hostile. Like, are you guys serious? Like, did you have to design it that way? Like, it's like, okay. It's not like, okay. So I'm here in Austin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they say that Austin is a great city for cyclists.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay. So I'm a cyclist. I love riding thousands of miles every year. I came here and rode on the roads, and I said, whoever said this city is good for cyclists, were they a cyclist themselves? Are they out riding a lot? Because the way the roads are designed, it's basically the side of the road has a lot of small pebbles, which destroys your tires, and you don't have much shoulder space. So if the cars are going at 50 miles an hour, they can knock me off my bike just with their wind.
Mm.
Okay? So that's not designed for a cyclist. Right? That's not, I can't ride in that environment. It's not possible. Right? It's hostile to me. So that's how I see it as Azure. So when I use AWS or GCP, it's like, it's by intuition, I can understand where I'm supposed to go, what I'm supposed to do next. Azure, it's kind of like, yeah, this is what you're supposed to do next, but we're going to make this really hard for you, purposefully, like just painstakingly hard. And why? Why not? Because we're Azure.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, that's kind of been Microsoft's MO from the beginning. Just throw something out, and then they're the patch kings. A patch for this, a patch for this, a patch for that.
Yeah,
that's been their MO.
I don't get it.
Rush products to market, and then we'll just patch everything later.
Yeah, I'm like, do they hate us or something? I don't know.
They got fat and lazy because they have all of the enterprise contracts. You know what I mean? I will agree with you with regard to GCP. I think GCP is even way more easy to use than the AWS.
Oh, GCP, they changed that system. They upgraded it. Oh my God. I say GCP is a competent nerd's dream cloud.
Well,
It's,
I mean,
if you know what
I
you know
learned
what you're doing, GCP
first.
is
Yeah, I learned GCP first, and then when we no new said is Azure Keisha. That's funny.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Azure Keisha, that's right. Yep.
yeah, Black Muslim said Microsoft is crashing heavy. Oh, in the PC sector. I myself, yes, yeah, a lot of people are switching to Linux. I'm seeing that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, hold on. You said you wanted to talk about Well, hold on. Is there anything else you want to cover from
No,
the PDF?
I'm just, again, I'm having Azure trauma right now. Sorry. I'm just thinking, like, Theo, do you really want to do PowerShell in this environment like this? Are you ready? Like, then I was thinking, like, is this life, is it worth it? Is it worth living this life with Azure like this? Do I have to do it? So I was lamenting for a second. No, again, I want to teach this class. The real reason I want to teach this class is that, like say somebody wanted to work at like Cleveland Clinic in Ohio. Cleveland Clinic has a huge IT department. It's absolutely massive. If you wanted to work there and you had that Microsoft identity and you had these other certs with security, you would be pretty much invincible. And then if you're working, for example, let's say you're using OpenAI inside of Azure, and you're actually using that for some repetitive tasks, but in particular, security compliance and security IAM security checks, and you're using it for the pre-processing, the first level of actual processing, and then you're taking it after that, the reports come out and you're actually adding your analysis on it. That kind of work, even in Ohio, this could be easily $200,000 a year. Because it's a rare specialist.
Okay.
And I was just thinking, like, let's say there's a student who, he wants to go to Thailand and he doesn't want to come back for the next 5 years. Well, this would work. This would do it.
Okay. So, all right. So you're tailoring the certs in the class also in response to the lowering in the number of HB1 visas that are being allowed into the country.
Right.
And so those would normally be the sectors that our Indian friends would try and dominate in the medical industry. That makes sense.
Yeah.
No News has a question. He said, a question I've had: have y'all used any part of Linux in the cloud, of Unix? I'm sorry, in the cloud.
I would say, no new podcast. You actually need to go use the cloud. You need to go do it. Because it's obvious that AWS and GCP are founded on Linux. It's very obvious. If you know anything about Linux, within the first hour of you actually using AWS or GCP, you know this is a Linux system. So just go use it, and you'll see for yourself.
Yeah, all those Debian EC2s.
I know. That's just like Debian. Do you want to use another Debian? Do you want to use more? And then you see how it's working, right? You can kind of figure out what's going on underneath. And you're like, this is some sort of like really, like for GCP, this is some sort of like really unique, massive Debian cluster. Like,
here's an off-brand question. How much? I mean, clearly it's not a necessity, but how much do you think some degree of ability with Linux administration, Linux admin skills are a competitive advantage working in the cloud environment?
You have to do it. I mean, okay. If you're doing,
you know what I mean. There's levels to that.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Okay, so if you're doing AWS or GCP, right? As far as I'm concerned, you should be using a Mac because it has the terminal, and that's OpenBSD underneath, right? So it has a perfect way of integrating itself with the cloud. If you have a Windows machine, I always use Git Bash.
Okay.
I won't even touch PowerShell, right? So I only use, when I'm doing AWS or GCP, I only use Linux. The thing is that if you use Azure, you actually need to use PowerShell. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. They force you to use PowerShell. Nonu said the reason I asked was because when I worked at the Aberdeen Army Research Lab, all their server systems were basically Unix. That was back in 2005.
That's a long time ago. That was when millennials thought they could still get married and have a man, and millennials thought there was a man for every woman. all the millennials were fertile back then. That was 2005. That's when we were all sipping because we didn't know any better. Remember that? Remember 2005?
Yeah, and the females were far more amenable. What is it? He said Black Muslim said that's ancient in computer years. Facts. Yeah, I think 2011 was the death of everything. 2011 was like the last year of cause I was in Philadelphia. The last year I remember being at clubs, and it was still that anything could happen. Girls were stuff started to die around 2011, 2012.
I would say when Instagram came.
Oh yeah, well that put the nail in the coffin. People were all on Instagram, but the thirst trapping hadn't begun yet. Girls were still posting just like pictures of their food and shit.
When I saw Instagram come out, it's like first thing I thought. I liked the Instagram in the beginning, right? And I thought it was useful, and then I just saw how it was used, and I was like, "This is going to be an a narcissistic application used for women. I'm not doing anything with it." And then I saw just the women disappear, and what can you do? They were all on Instagram.
Yeah, I don't think anybody could have predicted the dopamine epidemic that was going to come, at least in particular with women, with social media. Because I was an early adopter of everything, Twitter, Instagram. And I remember being out with girls, and they used to laugh like, "What are you on? What? You're just posting pictures on Instagram? I don't get it. What are you tweeting?" I remember that shit. Like, and now they've taken over all of them. I remember that shit. Yeah, they were like, "Why would I be on it?" I remember where girls would be like, "Well, why would I be on Instagram? Why would I post? I don't get it." I remember that.
That was the innocent days. Things were good because you can actually still, they were still entitled, but at least you could talk to them. Once entitlement with Instagram came together, it was gone. That was it. It was a total loss. And we didn't understand just how bad it was for a long time, but because we're just starting to talk with the manosphere, and it's like back then it's kind of like small remote cells. It's kind of like Andor. You know how you have like crazy people on Yavin, like being eaten by monsters. Like that's how it was for us, right?
Yeah.
And when I just think that Instagram was just so horrible. And just to tell you the truth, again, I have an account on Instagram. If you guys ever find it, I have no photos posted at all. I use Instagram a lot to find out about gym equipment because I need to. If I'm planning on making a gym, so there's a new piece of equipment that I want to use, I need to see it actually being used by a human so I can see the biomechanics. So it's really important. So that's really useful there. And I would say if I'm looking at models, like a real model, not like an Instagram model, but like a real one, yeah, sure, I'll look at that. But outside of that, if it's just, it was like a Midwest 6 who's on there, like shaking something, I always just look at him and say, "Look, honey, go find a man and make a baby." Like, just go make a family. Stop doing that crap. It just.
Well, I will say this though. I mean, you're right with regard, but in terms of epigenetic stressors, and a lot of these conversations started somewhere between 2012, 2015. I would say that collectively, men in the United States, all races, what have you, and now even globally, men's ability to what do you call it? To adapt to a hostile environment, as it were, alone is phenomenal. Like because and the 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 uh the event horizon of the collective consciousness of men once we were able to talk. Like I said, and that's irregardless of our differences and stuff. And oddly enough, you're seeing it like 10x that mentality in Korea, Japan, and China. The China red pill guys are savages.
Yeah, I like them.
Red Sigma says and he's right about this. All social media companies have neuroscience departments to figure out how to keep you addicted. And actually, it was Facebook who broke that dopamine algorithm first, and it was Shama. He's a big venture capitalist now, but Shama, I can't. His last name is like too many syllables. But the Indian, he's a billionaire now. But he was one of the early employees. He's the one that actually helped break that algorithm. And I remember him doing interviews, not really going at it with Mark Zuckerberg, but being like, "This is a problem that like what we figured out with this these dopamine signals and how we're doing this stuff on social." He was like, "This is going to be a real big problem." I remember that interview. Yeah, Facebook is the one that broke it first, and then that makes sense because they went and bought Instagram. Red Sigma says salute the channel and chat. No News says I'm driving and listening. I guess I'm dating myself because that was the last time I've done a lot with programming. You brothers have inspired me to get back in the ring. You should, bro. The last time I did programming was 1997, and that was on COBOL and Fortran. Now, granted, it was like some sophisticated stuff, but here's the thing: if you did any type of it really is a dormant piece in your brain if you haven't done it before. I've been coding since 7th grade, and then once I was in once I got back in it was the GCP class that kicked it off, and having to use Terraform, and I remember being in the Armageddon groups with Serge was my team lead. And I just remember if we were going through lines, and I would just, even though I was unfamiliar with the language, I understood the syntax immediately, and I don't know where it came from. So that stuff really does stick with you. It is like riding a bike.
Mm-hmm.
If you did it with any level of intensity for, I would say like a 3-year period, it's just dormant in your brain, and once you get, like you jump into it like a fish to water.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So the PowerShell stuff I tried not to remember because I don't want to remember trauma, right? But the scripting, the Linux commands, like that. I always try to remember them. The process I get into. I like the process. The process is fun. There's a lot of cool programming to do in there. A lot of cool activities, and that's, I think Linux is a great evenizer. It flattens the field.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what race you are or who you are, your background. You can always do something in there. So yeah, I'll just say no news. Get in the class, man, because I got people getting jobs and certifications, and then they're getting 6 figures in IT, and normally you would think that this guy could never get in there, and I'm like, yeah, my student, he's in there, he's getting this job, he's working. If you put in some work in the class, and you have the ability to be stable for a while, you're gonna get a result. So you're gonna get something.
No, spot on. I think the actual claim to fame, as it were, I don't know if that's purposeful or happenstance. And that's what I always highlight is you've kind of like broken the code of get a guy certed and employed who the biggest thing who had no computer experience at all. Wasn't Law a carpenter?
Yeah,
Yeah, Law's like a superstar. Jay Remo was just on. So I mean that's really the overwhelming theme. A lot of guys were CEOs or we got a lot of guys in trucking. Um and like the contract guys contracting and stuff. A lot of blue collar guys. So
Well,
I'm not familiar with anything like boot camps or anything uh incubators or anything that actually can boast to that sort of turnaround with that demographic. And that's also why since I found them, I keep reviewing all these Kelsey Hightower videos because he's also no CS degree. He was working at fast food, living in his car.
yeah, and that's not. Okay. There are guys. Living in the car, homeless, doesn't even have a computer. I got those guys in class. I got them jobs. How about the felons?
Fact.
That's where I originally started.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2 felons jobs during COVID.
Which is crazy. Which is crazy
Yeah.
if you just say that out loud. I had 2 fellas IT jobs during COVID. Yeah, that's an oxymoron.
The thing is like what I always say is that if I could do that if I could teach 2 guys during COVID who are felons, they were both fishermen, and if I can get them jobs during COVID, then what's your excuse? Because I mean, I know people. Okay, some people are unstable. Somebody got this or that going. I get it, but for heaven's sakes, they are felons. They were horrified about the HR process. They went through the HR process, no problem. They got their job. Those guys, I remember that they did everything with Vaga and Stefan Marek, and then I was telling them what to do and how to study and what to do next, and actually guiding them along. 5 months. That's all it took.
That's crazy. 5 months.
Yeah, 5 months. Right, but those guys studied quite a lot.
No,
Yeah,
you really do have to go all in. I've been saying that before, and that's been another theme in the testimonials in the group that once you like you start burning bridges once you buckle down and get tunnel vision with this stuff. So things start falling apart. That seems to have been the overwhelming, a recurring theme at least. No News says there's a few boot camps to get you into trades, but nothing like this. Trades can provide a great life, but like in my case, the money can dry up.
I like, to tell you the truth, I like the trades. Don't get me wrong with this. I think the trades are great. So one of my friends, he's a Python programmer, but when he actually started, he was a car mechanic. He's a really good car mechanic. So what he does is he programs like Monday through Friday. He loves it. But then Saturday, Sunday, he has his own private garage.
Mm-hmm.
He makes like $120 an hour as a car mechanic on the weekends.
Okay.
Unbelievable. It's his hobby. He just likes fixing cars.
That's how Wrench Turner is. Tito's a master mechanic too. And Tito can fix exotic stuff like old diesel engines, like, you know what I mean, like real specialty stuff. And Wrench Turner's got a 6-figure like manufacturing PM type job, but he's got his own garage, muscle cars and everything like that, i.e. the moniker Wrench Turner.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing. And I think when guys have those kind of opportunities, that's actually wonderful for us. And so the thing that I'll say to the people who are listening in the chat is the trades are wonderful, particularly for men. because it's something that we like to do. We like to get grimy. Like for us, it's like a form of play.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like building things. I like designing things. I like figuring out the structure and how to put things together. It's just who I am. And so if you can go out there and that's your hobby and you're getting paid for it, bravo. If you could do IT on the side, that's how I think of like a side hustle. Your 9 to 5 is a side hustle. Your weekend job is your passion, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you could do that, you'd be making money hand over fist. It would be great. But if you're like, say you're a passport bro and you're going abroad and you're doing this, you're still having the remote job, but you can be a mechanic still, less money, of course, but you can still have that kind of fun abroad. So why not go for it?
Oh yeah. Actually, the trades are actually really big overseas here in Colombia. As far as the eye can see, there's always a hardware store because like they're constantly building and like they're handy here. They're handy in Thailand too. Nunu says, I'm a journey level electrician. I say it's a young man's game. Got to have something else to fall back on.
You could, okay. So, you can like okay, you can write an app so that you could attach like a glove to a USB port, and if somebody gets the answer wrong, it zaps them or something. That was some crazy I just got in my head. Look, I think that's great that you're an electrician. My father was also an electrician. He was really good at it. And he tried to get me to become an electrician. There was no way I was doing that. But I just say I respect the work and it's great, especially in this economy. So I think that's a great thing to have. You can still do computers. There's no reason for you not to be doing computers. You should be working in the cloud. You should be working something a little bit more advanced there, but you should be doing electrician on the side. Why not?
All right, facts. Cool. All right, guys. Let's jump to this. And guys, support the stream if you can. Let's pivot real quick. Unless you want to talk some more about the gym in Cali.
Yep, go ahead. Yeah. So, and yeah, just thinking about. I was actually thinking about how guys become HVACs real quick, and I think that's actually a good job as well. But you can't get a lot of money for it abroad. Anyway, again, a lot of people have been talking about how I want to be making the gym abroad, and this is something that I'm really thinking about. So I have about $300,000 worth of gym equipment right now. And I want to bring all that gym equipment abroad, and I want to buy some more and actually create a full-on professional gym. So I've been doing a lot of research for Cali. Of course, you're in Colombia yourself, right? So what do you think about the gym culture there? Like, do you think you see a lot of people working out? I mean, what's the ethics there? What's the culture? What's the mentality?
Oh, all they do is work out here, especially in college. Smart Fit's here, and then like, so I'm actually not even just on the floor. Like, there's a gym, I would say every 5 or 6 blocks, depending on where you're at. They've got a couple CrossFit ones. They've got running clubs down here. They do have, you know how they have the Boston, New York, Philadelphia marathon. They have the Cali marathon here. When you go to the gym, guys are in there, but it's I would say it's 70% women. Like, the women are out. The gyms are packed all the time. And that's women from their 50s all the way down. Young guys are down here working out. Smart Fits are all over South America. You know, it's a gym chain. But then there's, like I said, there's CrossFit gyms. But yeah, it's a very health. At least as far as gyms are working out, it's a gym culture down there.
Okay, so when you're there, like when you go to the gyms, I'm assuming you go to the gym every once in a while. what do you want? What do you want to see improved? What kind of, what's the vibe? Yeah.
They've got this. Most of the gyms just have the standard, benches, dumbbells, rack, a couple Nautilus machines, pull downs, lat rows, kettlebells, pull ups, pull up bar station. I think I did go to the CrossFit gym once here, but I mean, as far as just like good machines and stuff like that, nothing to write home about. Like that, fairly the standards. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like all the gyms are like functional. It's Smart Fit's like the what do you call it, like the franchise gym. So more they offer more like personal trainer service, and they have like a big space for like classes and stuff. The smaller gyms are like basic, like standard gyms, like get in there, get a solid workout. But it's it's the standard equipment. Like you've got like those good machines and stuff like that. I think that'll be a novelty thing, and it'll be at a service of a particular niche.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's so. From what I'm seeing is that it's more of a general, because like, so a lot of their equipment is like lifetime, and lifetime is really bad. Of course, I don't want some lawyer coming after me, but again, in my personal opinion, the way that I see lifetime, the biomechanics are crap. I hate them, and it's more likely if you do it over if you use those machines for a long period of time, it's more likely that you're going to pull your muscles out.
And it's limited range of motion type thing?
Right. Limited range of motion, whereas the machines that I have, the range of motion is phenomenal. And it gets your biomechanics correct. Because I really look like where is your body? Where is like the actual movement? How is this actually moving in your system? So I have, my shoulder is out. Because I was a power lifter for a long time, and I used to lift like, my bench press was like 3.5 plates, and I didn't use my shoulder correctly, and then I tore it out, and I've had to be in therapy over the last 4 or 5 years just to get my shoulder to work again. But I'm limited to about 2 plates now on my bench. It's because of my shoulder. And so I'm really sensitive about that. And when I'm making the gym, I'm like, I need to make this be a place where you can actually grow your muscles in a correct fashion, right? This isn't a gimmick gym. This isn't like, hey, look, just pay a fee and here's some gym equipment and you figure it out. So there's actually a system to it.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like not high scale, but like specialized equipment, a gym like that, I think that definitely serve a particular niche, and you'll have a client base for it too. Because I mean, there's money in Cali, Colombia. Like it's just there's no middle class in any of these countries, so it's distinctive. Do you know what I mean? Like the things that are available to buy, like you know what I'm saying? Like that gap. Do you know what I mean? So when you see like the malls and some of the things that the cars that are available, even the residences and stuff, like there's clearly money here. Do you know what I mean? And then you'll see like Cali, and then actually you'll see a lot of people from Bogota and Medellin come down to Cali also.
It's not like, because I can only charge so much per month for membership. I forgot what the fee is, and I have my analytics working with that for the fee. It's not really that much. I mean, you really can't charge a lot. It's more like the identity where people understand like this is like real work is being done here. We're not playing around. So that's kind of funny. So I have this really cool like designs. Hold on, let's see, can I in the private chat? Let's see if I can send you something in the private chat real quick.
Okay.
No, I can't. No, I can't send you something hard. Okay, so I'm going to be making custom plates. And I'm actually talking with Chinese manufacturers and prefabs about how to actually do it. And like, the plates are amazing. They're just so beautiful. Nobody has anything like it. And it's so unique. Damn, there you are. Okay, I'm gonna give this to you on Facebook real quick. There it is. All right, so I just put that into Messenger.
Okay.
So you can actually see the kind of plate that I'm talking about.
Okay, hold on. Let me open it up, actually. See if I can get a share screen. Oh, wait, you designed these?
Yeah. Actually, I paid a professional artist to render that. And I said, this is what I want. Like, do it like this. And then we spent like 2 hours and we made the image for that, the data file, so that it can be sent to a prefab.
Oh, you used the Rogue. You used the Rogue too.
Yeah, you like that? Don't you think it's nice?
Yeah, that shit's banging. Hold on, I'm trying to screen share it. That burgundy red too. No,
Yeah.
but I like that you used the Rogue logo. Everybody, you know, it's become like almost vintage now. You know, popular via CrossFit.
Yeah,
Let me do a share screen. Hold on. Here we go. Hello, boys. There we are. Bang. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. I think that's a really nice plate. So what I was thinking was...
It's the burgundy with the dragons on it, but just that color in that plate. That's a 45, right?
No, that's actually going to be a 55.
A 55,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so what we want is all the 25K plates to be red, which is normal, and then the other plates, 20, 15, and 10K, to be black, and then they would be a black variation of this plate.
That's bang.
So that's like I said, this is like totally different, right? People don't have anything like this. So I want to.
You're going to get these custom made for the gym?
Yeah, these are going to be either calibrated iron or calibrated steel.
Bro, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're doing some. Yeah, the Royal Metallic and price. Yeah, you're doing like a Soho, like a boot. It's like a boutique gym.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, boutique.
It's like a boutique. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So, people will pay just for that. You know how it is. People pay for exclusivity.
Yeah. So what was suggested is I should have I have my Eleiko double half racks. You can see them from the street, and I should have those plates on the double half racks, and then put that gym in front of a Smart Fit, and say like, you want to make sure that Smart Fit goes out of business, or they said you could get Smart Fit refugees, the people who are tired of Smart Fit. They would just go right into my gym.
Hell yeah.
I was laughing. I thought that was such a funny comment. I thought that was so great.
Candy paint plates. People like I said, people like that sort of branding in gyms, and that's what it says. You make it at like a boutique gym. It by itself it sets aside from that the franchise gym look, and then also like I said, you having machines that the other gyms don't have. Like that's the pull, that's the draw. I think it's a smart idea.
From what I heard from doing market surveys, there's no Panada at all in Colombia, and there's limited in Brazil. And I'm going to be bringing like 15 Panada devices.
Nice.
15 of them. Man. So my business analysis analyst. So I want to have Pilates in there as well for the women, mainly for the women. And then there's other like machines that are good for rehab for men, but for women they use it all the time. It's like one of their staples. And my business analyst said basically, if you're single and you own this gym, you won't be single for long in Colombia.
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna have some like beggar chick come like hunt you down.
Yeah,
I was
well,
laughing.
bro, like I said, bro, if you see the bodies down here, the fitness thing is crazy. And that's Cali. That's not even Medellin. This is Cali. Like Medellin's where the big boys go to play. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like and the women, they're more ruthless. More ruthless too. But I mean, it's funny you said that. I mean, pretty much just like any other place in the world, though. Like, if you're a man and you own things, things open up for you very quickly.
Yeah, I think so. This would be kind of a cool thing. I think it'd be great. Again, the guys who are in the group, I think you would like it if you had free access to the gym. You know,
Hell
you're
yeah.
doing well in the class. You get to come in. You slip your card. You got a black card, right? A Baldrica black card.
Yeah, bro.
You just kind of put it in and say, "Hey, this is my free gym access." Here you go.
Yeah, it ends up being like the international point of destination for this new. Like I said, I have a theory about this new, in terms of classism and everything. That right in front of our, and it doesn't seem like it now because it's happening in real time, but I believe that a technocrat class of black men is being built in real time. Like that's a real thing, especially since it's happening in tandem with the AI explosion in race. Do you know what I mean? Red Six would say you can get inspiration from rims and car culture for an extended line, which is actually a good idea.
It's okay. What can I say? To be honest, that plate that I have, I'm actually going to be minimizing it. So basically, for the plates, less is more. So the rogue part is that word is going to be removed.
Okay.
And then it's just going to be understood that the red plate is actually 25K. So I'm not even going to put 25K on it.
Okay.
Just everyone's going to know the red dragon is 25K. And it's going to be part of the gym culture. So and you're not trying to make it fancier. You're trying to make it more basic but stand out. That'll actually make a definition from a marketing point of view. That's what I'm actually trying to achieve.
No, like I said, I've been seeing all the Baldrica stuff, and I knew you were buying all the equipment, but no, I see you really thought this through. You're really serious. Like I said, a boutique gym.
Yeah.
You can definitely see something like that in Soho, Manhattan.
Oh yeah, are you kidding? So what I'm trying to do is I want to make the first gym. I don't know where it's going to be. So I'm trying to think is where it should go. And then I want a second one. And then what I want is there to be kind of like cams between the two so you can say hi to each other. So like
nice.
So say I have one in Medellin and one in Sao Paulo, and they have like a mirror. They can say hi, hey, how you doing?
That's actually a smart idea. Have all of the gyms networked.
Yeah.
And wait, well, let's use the terminology in a different availability zone.
Right, exactly. Different availability zones. That's right.
Yeah.
So you got the Cali, like maybe the Cali availability zone. You got the Sao Paulo availability zone. Then I put one in Thailand. Put one in Nairobi. Right.
That's actually brilliant, and have consistent branding across all of them with the memberships and everything. Black card. Right. That would definitely take off. All right, I see that with a lot of thought into that.
You'd have passport bros saying hi to each other, competing with each other. in different regions globally. I think that would be cool. I'm thinking about, I want to build a new gym once every 5 years and kind of roll it out like that. So
Okay.
yeah, that's just my little thought.
No, it's a good one. Alex Ramosi made all his money building gyms.
Yeah. I just want, it's just about culture. Like, again, leaving the country again, and I did over 20 years abroad. And when I came back to America this time, the one thing that I did like was the gym culture. And I liked the gym equipment and what they were actually doing with it. I didn't understand how much was being manufactured in China and how much of how much more they were charging the manufacturers here in America. I was really irritated with that, and I found that out. But the thing is that if you buy the equipment like how the manufacturers here buy the equipment, they buy it all from China. If you do that and then you have your own branding, you can build a phenomenal gym. And then if you're not egotistical about it, you can sustain a very long-term community.
Okay.
And that's what I'm trying to do, is just make a community.
Centered around tech, travel, and fitness. Yeah, that's a winning combination. Tech, travel, and fitness. Yeah, that's a winning combination.
Yeah. I'd love to have something like that. I'd like to have one in Brazil as well. So, like, let's say I'm working on site in Brazil, and go to my Ballerica gym. If I'm in Medellin, something like that, I just go down to the south of Medellin. Boom, got my gym. Just walk in. Hey, everybody, it's me. I'm the owner. I gotta go work out right now. And, Theo's back. I think that would be a great thing.
I think it's smart. I think it's also like solution and lifestyle based. And it fits with the paradigm shift that's happening right now in the States, in particular with Black men. Like I said, it's a holistic system design solution. Because brothers are the whole travel awakening thing is a real thing. The push toward tech is a real thing. Yep. And the fitness and taking care of yourself, being on your purpose is a real thing. And then having some form of infrastructure built in tandem with that. Like I said, they don't even see that coming. I mean, we're doing the podcast now and whatnot with this, but a lot of this has been like a slow boil over the years. Almost being done in the shadows. Like I don't really think people grasp like the how many brothers are certed, how many brothers in a class, how many brothers are traveling, and the number of people actually employed. It's actually mind-boggling.
But I did a lot of demographics projections for the next 10 years. Mm-hmm. And they're saying it's going to be, like my numbers with my projection, it's going to be huge. And if we keep it silent, which is what we need to do, let's do it on the down low, it's going to start reflecting migration or immigration patterns. Mm-hmm. Like in Italy in the 19th century, or France when they were colonizing Quebec. That many men will be leaving, particularly Black men will be leaving the United States. And of course, if we're doing it first, because we set the culture, a lot more white men will also be leaving. And so you're going to have a lot of competent men who know what they're doing, who can actually raise families and have skill sets. They're going to leave.
Well, that and competent skill set and resources. They're leaving the community and the permanently and for at least significant periods of time the actual economy. You know what I mean? Because money will be earned in the state spent elsewhere. You know what I mean? That slippage will add up considerably.
Right. Yeah, it's over time. Heck yeah. It's so I've done calculations on that. And they basically, like, if the numbers are anywhere correct, you're going to start seeing like numbers that they sell with 19th century Italy, where the women in the countryside just suddenly couldn't get married. And they didn't know what was going on. And they thought, the Italian women thought that the men were going to return back from Brazil and the United States. And the men never did. And so you had this huge population of girls in the countryside who just became old maids and died.
Well, that's what's happening in China now too. You got whole towns deserted with either men or women, and then Serbia. A couple of these, I've seen a couple of these Eastern Europe, or well, Western too, European countries and towns where it's like the ratios are like something like 15 women to 1 man type thing.
Right. Yep. Yeah. That's coming. That's going to be in the United States. And basically, we don't want to be around when that happens. We want to be someplace else. So it's because it just messes the entire demographics up for dating. It gets really weird. Amazingly, with male scarcity, women's end counts explode. How the hell that happens, but it does.
Yeah, well, I made the comment earlier about the China red pill scene being like 10x, and oddly enough, they picked it up after it started trending over here, but they went 0 to 60 with it, and so much to the point. You see, they actually got laws changed in real time. China just made it illegal for a woman to, if you're married, for the woman to she basically leaves with what she came with if she gets divorced now. That's the law now.
I think that's great. I think that's phenomenal. That just solves a lot of problems right there. Just straight out. That solves so much.
I think China's trying to rapidly do something to stop the bleeding, because the men are just full stop. They're not marrying. And the men with the money are going to Vietnam and Korea for wives. Like, they're not, like, I didn't realize it was so, I watch a lot of like Inside China and everything like that. I didn't realize it was that bad. Like, the men just are like, screw you chicks. Like, they're just like, it's not happening. That it's happening in Japan, Korea, but China, those rapidly changing laws like that are starting to favor men in China, is because they're trying to stop the bleeding. The men have completely checked out.
Again, hats off to Chinese men. They know exactly what they're doing. I don't blame them at all. And what you fundamentally have from a government point of view is, if the government is unable to support an illusion of men being rewarded with families based upon their hard work, then how can the government extract undue labor from the man?
Right.
He's not going to work. And so what you see with Herbivore Man in Japan, that was the first group. In current times, they said, screw it, we're not going to do it anymore. And then Japan loses that additional production to their economy, right? And then they're not making kids, so they're not reproducing, and less production. That's a deadly combo. And China is facing this as well. You have a group of men, not just, I don't want to say anybody listen to this, it's not a small group of men. These are tens of millions.
Yeah, tens of millions,
right?
Yeah.
Right. They're saying, like, I'm going to work less, because if the system can't give me a family, then why am I working? I could just, do minimal work and do PlayStation on my own. Boom. That's it. That's it.
Red Sigma said a Chinese man sued his wife for an ugly baby and one. Oh, yes, right. She had plastic surgery and never told him. when he found out he divorced her, sued, and won. So she had plastic surgery, so she looked beautiful, but that beautiful plastic surgery doesn't fix gene pool. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, this is my personal opinion. I think that's unfortunate. I would say, it kind of sounds bad, but I would say to the father, well, then just get your kid some plastic surgery. Solve the problem. Do it quietly. Do it on over to the side, because you had a woman whose action towards you was that she loved you and she wanted to do everything for you. And if a woman decided to get plastic surgery in order to reproduce, I can't ding that. You know what I mean?
Well, the Chinese men play by different rules.
Yeah,
They're a bit savage.
That is savage. I just think that's kind of cruel. I mean, for myself, right? I mean, let's say I have my gym in Colombia, and a woman got plastic surgery so that she could, what she thought. I didn't have any idea. I'm not participating in this, but she went out and got plastic surgery so that she could be at a certain beauty level to date me. Okay, first off, I would be like, wow, I never thought of myself as being like that. You didn't have to do that. All you had to do is make me some like empanadas and smile. You don't have to do plastic surgery, but I would definitely talk to her. You know what I mean? I want to see who she is. That's fine. It's not about deceiving. That's the best that she can do. What I'm talking about here is a compassionate way of actually thinking about a human experience. She wants to survive. She wants to reproduce. You kind of can't ding it. You know what I mean? You got to think of it like this. Go to the Bible, and there was that woman who reached out to Christ and touched the back of his cloak, and she was healed automatically. And Christ said, like, I felt power come out from you. Who did this? And she said, basically, like, I wasn't qualified to talk to you. I'm not good enough to even speak to you. But I thought if I could talk to the back, if I could just touch you, you would heal me. That's
the hem of the garment, right?
The hem of the garment, yeah. That's some real humility. And Christ rewarded that, didn't ding it at all. And I think that that shouldn't be done. It's not like it's one thing, like if she had an end count of 100 people and then she decided to get her plumbing reconstructed, okay, now we have an issue. Right? I'm like, okay, you are really hiding something. You're hiding behavior.
Oh well, the plumbing reconstructed is a thing now too.
Yeah, I would.
There's a surgery for that.
There's surgery.
Tightening and reconstruction. It's a surgery for that.
I don't go with that one. But if it's just like, we can lift that, we can work out, we can do things. If a woman gets plastic surgery to look better, I don't mind that.
Oh no, well, I mean, there's a lot of touch-ups here in Colombia. This is cosmetics and everything, like that's the culture down here. No News said I'm ugly 24/7, 365. All right.
So, I say forget no new. Okay, no new. Look. You can always bench press, do squats, do hit training, right? Get your money up to $150,000 to $200,000 a year, and just make sure your face is good. You got the right conditioning, right? You're doing what you need to do to look better, right? And get your body fat under 15%. In South America, you got to go for it. Done. That's it. That's you're gonna date somebody. So at least we can improve. But if a woman has an A cup and she thinks she can get a better man with a C cup, what's she gonna do? What? Bench? What? She can't really do anything. So I she can do squats for her hips. That's one thing, but there's other places in her body, like she doesn't like her nose. Let her do the rhinoplasty. Let her do it. If it solves a problem, go ahead and do it. Says what? Let's look at the last comment. It says,
Let me see. What's that?
Damn, Theo.
Oh, IMF R5S. It says, say it ain't so.
The damn, Theo, you got sympathy for a liso-tricken. Well, say it ain't so. No, it's not about a liso-tricken. It's what I'm talking about is like an average woman, right? So if you just have, you have an average 5 who, even if she does gym membership, let's say that she's 160 centimeters, she's about 5'3", and she weighs 110 pounds, or about 48 kilograms, somewhere around there. And she has her nutrition right, but there are some things about her that she thinks is hurting her ability to get a man on the dating market. And if she does some plastic surgery and some touch-ups for that, I have no problems with that. I would say, okay, I understand. You really want to get married, don't you? I get it. I understand. She does that in order to, have a spicy content career. Then I don't forgive that. I'm like, no, I'm not about that. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, a lot of it is. A lot of the touch-ups are for the spicy content career, actually.
But that's what in America, right? But so in Colombia, you don't have there's there are touch-ups so often for so many women. What you don't have 20% of the Colombian population on spicycontent.com, right?
Well, not that. I mean, the gene pool's really good down here too. Like a lot of chicks don't actually really got to get work. Right. That's why they're just eating in the gym. Like the gene pool is fantastic down there. Right. Trust me, I've been in a place. I was in Peru. Gene pool's not that great. Like you realize that's a real thing when you go to different geographic locations. Like that's like a real thing. Like even there's a lot of the Afro Latinas, the darker ones too, in Cali, Colombia, and the gene pool's fantastic. Like if you like dark skinned women, like they are very attractive down here. That is the norm. Like I'm like caramel or like brownish caramel, so I would be considered light skinned now because like the norm is the darker skin, and like I said, the women are very attractive. It's like the gene pool's fantastic.
In Cali?
Cali,
there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the gene pool is fantastic.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Go check it out.
I'm just saying, like, I would say 7 to 8 out of 10 women, like, irregardless of age or just casual, like, they're attractive. To varying degrees, but they're attractive. Like, you know what I mean? They're attractive. And that's from the Spanish-looking ones with the blonde hair all the way down to the dark girls with do you know what I'm saying? With their natural hair, or we like the gene pool's fantastic.
Well, when I was in Brazil for 1 week, I had a date with a Venezuelan. Mm-hmm. And she was 25% African, mm-hmm. right? And so she was dark. Right? Mm-hmm. She was dark, definitely darker than me. Mm-hmm. But wow, that smile, that personality. Mm-hmm.
Venezuelan women are hot, bro. Hot.
Yeah.
They got another great gene pool, at least for the women. Like the guys lucked out. The guys lucked out with with like the beauty distribution curve. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of guys are like the height of their girlfriend, maybe a little taller. Like they're not. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, like in a specific gene pool with the woman that you mate with, like you understand what I'm saying? Like the guys are on average like 5s, and the chicks are on average like 7 to 10. It's crazy, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these guys luck the fuck out. You know what I mean? I think it's on something like God's like, well, you guys aren't going to make a lot of money. It'll be in a third world country, but I'll give you a good climate, and the women you mate with are going to be ridiculously hot. like you know what I mean? Like, it's like they got like a trade off type shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I understand. God was very merciful to them.
Yeah. Like,
just said, I'm gonna give you a horrible economy, but really great women.
Mm-hmm.
So, like people are going to take your resources and leave you impoverished, but your women are going to be dynamite.
But your women are going to be dynamite. Like, bro, that's really what it is. So it's like most guys, like even in Peru, like most guys are like the height of, like you'll see a chick, she's and like the dude will be like the same height as her, like, you know what I'm saying? Or like maybe a little taller, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
no,
like,
I do.
Like, hey, so bro, they like these guys friggin' lucked out, bro.
I think
like collectively as a ethnicity, and then they friggin' lucked out.
I think it's kind of the same with Ukrainian women also. They've got, the women are phenomenal, like just someone like just totally hot and fertile. And then the men, I'm just like, why are you doing this? Like, you've got like perfect women. Like, why do you act this way? Like,
Well, because it's normal to them. Like, you know what I'm saying? They don't have nothing to compare it to until you go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they need to go to they need to spend some time in Philadelphia. They're like, oh God, we got some good women.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they got nothing. Yeah, they got nothing to compare it to. All right, well, shit, we're at the 141 mark. Let's just do this one piece of tech commentary here. I got hell, we won't even do all right, we won't do a Kelsey or any architecture, but I do have, this just came out, a brief news segment on Elon Musk, AI, and him merging his companies, et cetera, et cetera. But and I'm not going to play the whole thing, but in particular, the thing that caught my attention is how he's consolidating all these things so that so that he can build these massive data centers in space, actually. So that's part of in the announcement. So I'm going to play the piece of this news segment, and I just want your feedback on this, because this is recent and current events, and it actually is in line with the job market, AI, et cetera, the direction we're all moving. So let's play a piece of this. My volume up.
Intelligence company in a deal that could reshape the market. SpaceX is acquiring xAI. This values the combined company at about $1.25 trillion, putting it on track to become the most valuable private company in the world. Elon also planning to bring the combined entity to the public market later this year. Madison Alworth has been following this deal very closely. Madison, it is very fascinating what he is doing here.
Absolutely, Cheryl. It really unlocks a lot for Musk and the really ambitious goals that he has, because this company portfolio now includes rockets, xAI's Grok chatbot, and the social media platform X. It's really helping him to push and to finance his costly ambitions to not only dominate artificial intelligence, but also space exploration. Musk is all in on AI and data centers in space. He believes it's the only way to meet the energy and space demands of our AI race. In the announcement, he writes, "This marks not just the next chapter, but the next book in SpaceX and xAI's mission, scaling to make a sentient sun, to understand the universe and extend the light of consciousness to the stars." Musk anticipates his rocket program will explode in the future. Putting it in context, in 2025, SpaceX launched a record-breaking 165 rockets. But Musk says that will need to be ramped up if we're going to put data centers in space. He anticipates that we will have launches in the future every single hour. His vision, self-growing bases on the moon, an entire civilization on Mars, and ultimately expansion to the universe. But Americans say, whoa, not so fast, Elon. New Fox polling that we just got in shows 6 in 10 registered voters think that the use of AI technology is happening too fast, and their confidence in the government's ability to properly regulate it continues to go down. But these AI companies, they are not slowing down. xAI, Anthropic, and OpenAI are all racing for IPOs, which we could see this year. Cheryl?
Yeah, a lot of the pipeline and a good regulatory environment as well, Madison. Madison Alworth, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Well, SpaceX and xAI CEO Elon Musk's move to merge these two businesses could leave early investors with a huge payout should he execute a successful mega IPO. That includes employees with company equity. Professional Capital Management CEO Anthony Papagliano.
All right, that's all I needed. What say you? But more in particular about the data centers in space, and his the AI arms race and him trying to consolidate things. What did you hear in that newscast?
Okay, so the data centers in space make sense because they can actually, again, use a lot of solar energy and then put the data center there. And then they can have relays, satellite relays, so it actually communicate with people on the ground. That would make sense. That would do it. And then for cooling this data center, then it'd be kind of easy because all you have to do is have a shield in front of the computers, and that would naturally, because space is cold.
Space
right?
is, I was about to say, space is cold.
All right. So that kind of solves a lot of problems, right? So that's actually a smart idea. They have to have the structure, the structure and architecture done correctly. Yeah, I'm down with that. I don't have a problem with that. When it comes to too quick or not up to speed, I'm in the 6% camp where they're not applying it fast enough. This is when we're talking about competent AI usage. Bro, it's not being done correctly. They're not doing it enough. I didn't really get into AI and the like how it should really be used until November last year. And when I started doing chain of thought with ChatGPT, it like changed my life. And then it also changed how I taught the class, and then how it changed how I did deliverables and programming. And before then, it was kind of more of a glorified search engine. Now this is by far better. This is what we want. So we should be using this as much as possible. And basically, in a nutshell, if the women aren't going to reproduce, then we have to have some way of providing services in the society, and AI will do that. It's the way it is. So
yeah,
I have no problem.
I agree. And well, Red Stigma just said something about, I guess robots will be building his data centers. Oh yeah, well, China's already they're already building these black factories because it's all machines. They don't need, the lights are out, everything. The machines are just and then I did read recently that Elon's converting a couple of his mega factories to stop producing Teslas to manufacture Androids.
Robots.
Yeah, because Optimus is up and running its own line. I know Boston Dynamic just revamped their Atlas program. Spot was already out. That's the quadruped. But Atlas was the stand-up model. But dark factory automation, exactly. But from what I'm hearing, Optimus is about to go online for mass production, and it's got a price point around $30K. And and Elon's basically marketing it as an appliance. Do you understand, like a microwave? Do you know what I mean?
I think this is good. I'm like, okay, so they have Asimov's 3 laws of robotics that have been programmed in there. We do need to have something like that. We don't want it to go rogue and start going T800 on everybody. But as long as there's ethics in there, I'm down for it. And a lot of this reason comes down to, I mean, okay, the cost of construction in the West is, or at least in the United States, is really ridiculous. A lot of that has to do with like tort law regarding injury prevention. Well, a robot can't sue for injury. So the amount of like liability, right? So you have way less liability to deal with, right? And then they work continuously. You have to do is recharge them. I think it's a win-win. So why wouldn't we do this? It's just that makes a lot of sense. And I just think it's the proper way of getting things done. And this is going to be a market response to so many, I would say, like in the United States, capitalistic imbalances with wages or costs. I think it's just ridiculous. So yeah, if you have like, again, you can already 3D paint small bots. You can also do 3D painting with buildings, with this or that, like with parts that you need. I don't have a problem with it. I think it's great, particularly if you can have less people. Then we need to have automation so we can maintain our standard of living.
Listen, with Optimus going online, because aside from being a brilliant engineer, et cetera, Elon's technically probably one of the best salesmen in the world. In terms of selling technology and everything, and knowing he's got the Steve Jobs mojo in terms of design and being able to give people technology that they want or actually didn't know that they wanted, and make them like make them objects of envy. So if he manages to do this with the Optimus rollout, like I said, and it's purposely price pointed at that 30K, which is probably going to drop to like 20. This guy's going to single-handedly flood the market with androids, like cars. He's actually, I think he did a cost analysis where it's cheaper for him to make the androids than it is to make the Teslas, and he can mass produce the androids faster than he can the Teslas and the Cybertrucks. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that he knows that there's at the correct price point there'll be a global market for it. And you'll probably even be able to pay down on them and everything too. And then, like I said, they'll be like iPhones. They'll be like $20,000 iPhones.
I think this is a great idea. I was just thinking about like how this would be useful for even for myself. So, I mean, for example, like again, I want to make Ballerica Gym. One of the problems that you're having inside of a gym is that people don't restack or put the dumbbells back into their position, right? Well, if I was able to buy an Optimus droid, an Optimus bot, I could just give it a task. Say like, hey, look, I need you to go through here and pick up all these weights and keep the gym clean.
Done.
All right. And then that's one less job I have to go worry about. I don't have to hire somebody to do that. I think that's great. I think that's wonderful. There's a lot of little tasks like that. So Red Sigma was just saying, oh no, sorry, IMF. We're just saying, Theo, how long do you think it'll be before humanoid robots do farming on massive fields? I think it's sooner than later. Because we can't justify these huge costs for food, and then we have a love-hate relationship with Latinos in the fields, right? So what are we going to do? Well, it's either slaves or droids. Right. So
Right.
So Machismo, do you feel like going out into the fields, cotton fields? I mean, I don't know. I like the cotton underneath the trees because there's a shade. Like I go pick cotton. Like
Nah.
like what part of the field do you want? Because it's either that's how we get the prices down, or right.
No, I agree with you. Nothing can stop what's coming. Do you know what I mean? Nothing can stop what's coming. Do you know what I mean? Like the cat Pandora's out of the box, and like I said, the problem is the new AI race is the new nuclear race. So you can't stop it even if you wanted to. Do you know what I mean? It's a national security issue.
There is national security, but I look at it more of the quality of life. It could just improve quality of life so much. Why wouldn't we do it? And AI right now, again, if you use it for improving your quality of life or helping you become more productive, this is a really wonderful tool. Why wouldn't we? So I'll read this one. That's TIQS says, damn, I go from customizing my Lambda scripts to using Bedrock to present professional grade IR reports, and then I walk into robots and AI. It looks like I joined at the right time. Hey, TIQS, how did you like that? So what he's talking about is Armageddon, and that is Lab 1C bonus G. So I hope you liked it. I spent some real time on that Bedrock lab because I thought it was a great introduction to AI and how you could use AI with a normal environment. I think it's a really great lab. I don't know. I want people's feedback because people didn't give me feedback. I was like, do you know how much time I spent on that? Come on, bro. He says, I love it. I'm learning so much with these scripts. Good. Now I feel good. Yay. I feel good. Yay. Oh, I feel good. Yeah. Hey, Chewbacca, don't go. I'm looking for my dog. Where's my dog? Hey, Chewbacca, come here, man. We got to go celebrate now. Come on. Yay, Bedrock. Yay, Bedrock. Yay, yeah. We did it. We taught AI inside the class. Yes, it worked. Yes. Okay. I was really working on that. I was like trying to get the students to do it. There's Black IT Bros making serious money in automation and robotics, creating robots for manual labor. That is as anti-slavery as it gets. I agree, man. And we want to be a part of this. It's just a part of the unfortunate history of mankind. We need someone to do the manual labor. And if robots help us do it, that's great. And then inside of AI, inside of our field, AI and automation makes a lot of our work a lot easier. So that means we can have time to talk, like on podcasts, or play with our dogs, go out to the gym, ride a bike, actually make a family. I think that's good. It just improves our quality of life, and why wouldn't we do that?
All right, but hey, Theo, you wanna shout out the Quiet Storm? You want to give us a closing statement? We wrap in 2.5 minutes.
That didn't even feel like 2 hours.
Yes, sir.
That felt like 10 minutes of convo. That was fun.
Yeah, man. Yeah, these are getting better. We're knocking them out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have more for next time too. I'm gonna bring some more to you too. Again, this was a great podcast. Had a great time. Again, robots, AI, X.AI, all that. I'm all down with it. This is a marvelous time. I say, let's go with it. Let's embrace it. Let's embrace the future. So, hey, look, I'm glad you're having a good time down there in Colombia. Hope to join you soon enough. I'm leaving the country after Thanksgiving.
Yes, sir. The top of the list is I just want to get this exam scheduled again. I need a win under my belt. Like I said, the pressure of seeing guys post every day. It really is a psychological thing, man.
Yeah,
it really is. You're like, I'm falling behind.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, and you don't. Yeah, so. Yeah, I gotta leave Colombia with a win, and then, like I said, we could take it from there. But thanks everybody for coming through once again. We'll be back next Sunday. This is a hit. This is episode 8. On that note, I want to say good night and good luck for anybody watching the Super Bowl. If that's your team, happy Super Bowl. We'll see you next week.